Okay, and this is part 4, and this is arguably the one that I think most people have questions about. So, if you see in the instructions, it says that you are trying to display your understanding, so show me that you understand each of the American Lit eras. You get to choose one of the options for each of the eras. So if I were you, this is how I would do it. I would make myself a list of all the eras. Then, whatever era I chose for part 1, which I'm pretty sure in my first video I said that I was doing the Transcendentalists and the Gothics. Check those off. Done and done. Okay, so I know that I cannot do any of these options for those two. I've already covered those two. Okay, then I would look at my options and think about what I really understand the best. Okay, so choose a song from any time period that reflects the sentiment, mood, major events of that era and explain it in a paragraph, including at least one section where you analyze the lyrics. And I do that for 2 eras because I see my little number 2 here. So maybe I look at this and maybe I choose a song from maybe I choose a song from modern times that I think truly represent the Harlem Renaissance. So maybe I am a big hip hop fan and I choose that and I do Harlem Renaissance. Check it off. Then I do one more. That's choose a song from any time period. So maybe I'm we're in a second kind of civil rights movement. I'm going to choose a modern hip hop song that talks about civil rights. Check that era off. I know I've got it done. Then for 2 eras, I'm going to choose a song from that era. Okay, I'm going to write a paragraph about it, and I'm going to have at least one section of analyze lyrics. All right, so I'm probably going to choose Jazz Age because I like the Jazz Age music. Boom, choose a song that was published during that time. Write a paragraph about it, analyze the lyrics. Maybe I'm also going to choose Vietnam era. That seems like an easy one to find a song that's really representative of the era. So I choose that, write my paragraph, good to go. So I've done my 2. Now, I know for 4 eras, I am choosing just a single lyric from a song from any time period that reflects the sentiment. Okay, so I go back here. Great Depression. Maybe I choose a lyric that says something about I'm standing in a bread line. I write the lyric down. Done. It's one line. Maybe I choose something from disco that says staying up all night. Maybe I choose something from that era that talks about women going into the workforce. Okay. I choose a pop lyric maybe. Maybe I choose something from a foundational doc. So I choose something from the Star Spangled Banner or something like that. Or maybe I even choose Macklemore, no law's going to change us. We have to change us. All right, done. So those eras are done. Okay. This one, the taglines are a way that you can show me that you get it without actually having to do a lot of work. So your own tagline means your own one sentence that shows that you know what's happening in the era without having to do a lot of research. So maybe I go back and I choose Native American oral tradition and I say something like, our stories are all we have. And then I finish those up. Then for one era, I choose a song, poem, or lyric from this era and compare it with a modern song, poem, or lyric and explain the comparison in a paragraph. And then for my last era, I choose to write a creative poem or song. It must include at least one allusion. So maybe you choose something you want to write about how the grunge movement inspired you. So you write a creative piece and you have some allusion to Nirvana or something like this, or you have some allusion to something that happens in the 1980s. So those numbers correspond with what you do for the eras. Hopefully that makes it make more sense to you guys. Your creative piece is gonna double up on one of the eras. So your creative piece can be about any one of them. Hopefully that makes sense. And if you have questions about this, post them below, because if you have questions, probably so do other people.